All right, guys, it's finally game day. Bills-Chiefs this afternoon. But I've been working on an interior defensive line video all week, and I got into a point in the video that I want to share with you because I think it's going to be a huge storyline in today's game. The Bills invested in their defensive line this offseason in order to bring down Patrick Mahomes, in order to turn those pressures into sacks. That's why they went and got Von Miller. That's why they invested in several of these interior defensive line players, and Leslie Frazier's doing some different things with these defenders. He's using different defensive structures. You see 3 rushers off the left side of the offensive line here. Milano mugging the gap, and then Von Miller kind of all by himself to the field side. On this play, you're going to see Daquan Jones become the penetrator. So he's rushing upfield and running a game here with Rousseau. Rousseau's the looper. But watch how physical Daquan Jones is. And he gets those offensive linemen to open their hips as Rousseau twists inside. And then he just ricochets off of that block to the quarterback. So that wide alignment really caused stress for the offensive lineman on this play, and you see Jones get a hit on the quarterback. Here's another wide alignment by Jones. He's basically lined up over the tackle with a game called with Rousseau. And look how quickly he gets into that B gap. And that guard is forced to kick slide out there to him, but his hips immediately open. And that allows Jones to get into that dude's kitchen and disrupt this offensive line protection right here. You see Rousseau loop into the A gap, and he's able to meet Jones at the quarterback for the sack. Wide alignment, basically a 5-tech out there with Rousseau at Oliver, and then Von Miller to the field. And watch the power rush. That guard has to kick out wide to Phillips, but then be able to transition to a power move right here and anchor down versus Phillips. Phillips is able to collapse the pocket, and you're going to see Oliver hit the quarterback as the ball is released. This is where I think it gets interesting for the game today. So you see the wide alignment by Jones. You're going to see him attack that B gap and take on the guard and tackle, and allows Basham to loop inside, but the center does a good job sliding over there and picking him up. But you can see Settle's creating pressure inside. The pocket is collapsing on the quarterback here, and it flushes the quarterback out, which we're going to see from Mahomes. He's going to extend plays. That's where the defensive ends who loop inside become more spy players and what we call backstop players. You see Basham do that here, and he's able to pressure the ball and force the quarterback to throw it here. I expect the Bills to use these wide alignments by the defensive tackles right here and overloading one side of the protection so that they can create pressure on the quarterback, but have that pressure be put on the quarterback by the defensive tackles with power moves. So collapse the depth of the pocket, force Mahomes to look to escape the pocket, and then have that backstop player in Basham, as you can see here, or Rousseau, or any other defensive ends that they have. If the defensive tackles can push the pocket and the Bills can drop out those backstop players and have that guy free to chase around Mahomes, it can lead to some nice plays for the Bills' defensive line. I think those are just a couple ways the Bills will look to attack Patrick Mahomes. Leslie Frazier is going to use wide alignments from his defensive tackles, have those guys use power moves like bull rushes to collapse the depth of the pocket and put the pocket right in Patrick Mahomes' lap. And in passing situations, have those defensive ends loop inside. If there's a lane to the quarterback, have him take it. If not, become a backstop player. A spy-type player that is keeping tabs on Mahomes when he looks to escape the pocket and create outside of structure. I'm Erik Turner from Cover One. I hope you enjoyed that quick breakdown. And keep an eye out for the interior defensive line project I have releasing probably this week sometime. And as always, go Bills.